All right, this is Jay Forsler of 4T's. The first pitch by Holdener is a ball. Want to know the count? I just got my paperwork done. They always make such a quick turnaround, and there's a strike called 1-1 the count. So, the Warriors will be the home team this time, as the Blue Devils were in the first game. Pachorik is leading things off. Pachorik, Santiago, Nolan the fourth. There's a strike called, so this is going to be a tall strike zone if he stays with it the way we've seen in the first couple of pitches, and that's okay, just so it's consistent. There's a foul ball, so hanging in there is Pachorik. Pachorik was 2 for 4 in the first game, had a couple of base hits. Had a fielder's choice and a fly out to right field. 1-2 the count on him. That's outside. So 2-2 the count. Holdener is the pitcher for the Warriors. There's another foul ball. The defense behind him is Polinsky, Bond, and Correa. Across the outfield, left to right, across the infield, Veach, Gaines, Christensen, and Check with Roca behind the plate. The defense for the Warriors. There's a fly ball to deep left field. See if that's going to get out of here, and it does. So Pachorik moves from the 2 slot to the 1 hole, and he promptly hits a home run out to left field to get this game started with a leadoff bomb for the Blue Devils for Pachorik. See if I can get this score up here correctly, because I'm having to switch from one home to the other home, and that's 1-0. And Pachorik gets this thing started with a home run. That's going to bring up Santiago. First pitch to Santiago's a little bit outside. Looked pretty good to me. Santiago was 1 for 1 in the first game. Had a base hit, a sac fly, and a walk. And that is all the way back to the screen. And 2-1 the count on Santiago. Believe I missed a pitch somewhere in there. There's a foul ball over into the bleachers on the left field side. Believe I have all my paperwork started now. 2-2 the count on Santiago. There's another foul ball back into the net. I think I can take a deep breath and just announce a game now. All of that getting the turnover's always so quick by both teams. Here comes the pitch and a ground ball over to the first baseman. He's going to underhand, so Check underhands it over to Holdener for the 3-1 ground out for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Freddie Nolan the fourth. Freddie was 0 for 2 in the first game with a walk. There's a ball, stays inside, 1-0 the count. It's a ground ball headed and fair and across and going to be safe. So the throw from Veach, who took that right on the line, pulled the first baseman up the line a little bit, and the tag was applied, but not before he was on the base. So I'm afraid that's going to have to be an E5 on that. I don't know what the official score is, but that's what it's going to be on my broadcast. That's going to bring up Cade Perry. He's the third baseman. He takes high and inside. That ball gets back to the screen, and Nolan the fourth moves up on the wild pitch / pass ball that will be. Cade Perry was 1 for 2 in the first game. Had an RBI hit by pitch and a base hit in that first game. Swings through that ball right there. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out with a runner at second base. Comes the 1-1 from Holdener, way outside. Nice job by Roca to get out to take care of that. 2-1 the count. Blue Devils with a leadoff home run by Pachorik. They lead 1-0 here in the top of the first as we get started in this second game. There's a ball headed down the right field line. That's going to be out of play. For anybody in this game that wasn't listening, in the first game, the Blue Devils won it 6-4. It was a 7-inning game. Two and two the count. That's outside. 3-2 the count on the third baseman, Cade Perry. And a swing and a miss for the strikeout for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida was 1 for 3 in the first game, but he had a double off the base of the wall in right center. That ball misses just a little bit low and outside. 1-0 the count. Woida, the designated hitter, was moved up to hit 5. Everyone 2 through 5 has moved up 1, and Marcus Dirks down to 6th. That's 1-1 the count with Horn, Tolk, and Smock, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Didn't get a chance to get the lineups announced before this one started. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Holdener on the mound for the Warriors. That's down low for ball 2, 2-1 the count. Comes the 2-1 pitch and swings through that eye heater right there. The Wabash Valley Warriors are from Mount Carmel, Illinois. They play in the Great River Athletic Conference. When T3 Tanner was up at Indian Hills, the Reavers of Iowa Western and Wabash and Indian Hills, all three, were those teams vying to be able to go to Grand Junction for the World Series in that area, the Illinois and Iowa area. 3-2 the count now on Woida. Gets just a piece of that. Looks like it's going to get up into the stands, so continued life for Woida. 3-2 in this at bat. Dolan the fourth at second base. He reached on an error, moved up on a wild pitch. Does that pop up high? On the infield, the shortstop, Gaines, is going to come clear over into Christensen's area and take care of that. So the Blue Devils get 1 run on 1 hit. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. Blue Devils with 1. Warriors coming up. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Correa, Christensen, and Malzone will be scheduled up for the Warriors. Malzone will have DHing duties after catching the first game. That's high and outside. Pitching is Camden Brashear. Smock, Dirks, and Nolan III across the outfield. Perry, Pachorik, Tolk, and Santiago across the infield, with Horn catching this game behind the plate. Not sure where that missed, but ruled a ball. 2-0 the count. Foul ball back to the screen. Correa was 0 for 3 in the first game. Reached on an error, struck out, grounded out, and then reached on a base on balls. But he had a stolen base. Fouled that one back to the screen. So from 2-0 to 2-2. Comes the pitch. Strike 3 called, catches the outside corner. That's going to bring up Christensen. Christensen was 1 for 3 in the first game, had a base hit and a base on balls. He's the second baseman, Connor Christensen. He'll be up there in the bottom of the first, 1 out, nobody on. Breaking ball right through there by Brashear. High heater upstairs, 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Missed low and inside. 2-1 the count. Breaking ball makes it back to the zone. That ball looked a little bit up to me and in, but nonetheless ruled a strike. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. That's going to bring up Malzone, A.J. Malzone. He was 2 for 2 in the first game, had an RBI on one of those 2 base hits. Then he was hit by a pitch. His third and fourth at bats, he steps in on the left-handed side to face Brashear. It's outside, 1-0 the count. One and 0. It's outside for ball 2. Breaking ball at the belt. 2-1 the count. 2 down. Couple of strikeouts so far to start this one off for Brashear. Ball stays outside. 3-1 the count. Ball 4. I think AJ was prepared to take another pitch in there. Thought that was a pretty good pitch, but nonetheless ruled a ball for ball 4. It's going to bring up Ian Check. He's going to be the first baseman in this second game. He pinch hit in the 5th inning in the first game. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at first. There's a ground ball backhand side to Paciorek. Paciorek up with the ball and a great play. That ball was hit hard to his right. The left, as we look at it, Check hit the ball hard and comes up empty on a great play by Paciorek. So, at the end of 1 with no runs on, no hits there for the Warriors. We go to the top of the 2nd inning. Blue Devils leading 1-0. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the top of the 2nd inning. Holding her back for another inning of work. Dirks, Horn, and Tolk scheduled up. Dirks takes ball 1. Dirks had a bunt hit in the first game, but was 1 for 3, had a couple of strikeouts. There's a strike outside corner at the waist. 1-1 the count. Just exactly the same ball in the same spot. So 1-2 the count. Catching that outside corner is Holdener. That one's up just a little bit higher. Couldn't get the strikeout. 2-2 the count. And strike 3 called. It's going to bring up the catcher, Braden Horn. Horn did not play in the first game. Horn starts the day batting .250. There's a strike right through there outside half of the plate. Braden Horn. It's a little bit outside there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-run lead for the Blue Devils. Breaking ball, nice pitch, catches the outside corner. 1-2 the count. Outside. 2-2 the count. And strike on the swing, the check swing called. So back-to-back strikeouts for Holdener. It's going to bring up Sawyer Talk. Talk pinch hit in the first game and reached on a base on balls. He started the day batting .333. First pitch to him is a ball. He's playing second base in this second game. As the ball lifted into right center on the run is the center fielder, Bond, and he takes care of that for the third out of the inning. So 3 up and 3 down for the Warriors and Holdener on that one. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Blue Devils lead 1-0. I'll be back. To the bottom of the second we go. Blue Devils leading 1-0 on the leadoff home run by Tanner Pachorik. Polinsky, Bond, and Roca scheduled up for the Warriors. There's a strike called on Polinsky. Max Polinsky playing in left field. He flew out twice in the first game, 0 for 2. That ball's outside. 1-1 the count. That's up high. 2-1. Two balls, one strike, nobody out as Polinsky leads off the bottom of the second inning for the Warriors. The ball's high and outside. Three and one the count. Strike catches the outside corner at the knees. 3-2 on Max Polinsky, left fielder for Wabash Valley. I think he thought that was strike 3, but it was ball 4. I thought it was low enough to be ball 4. Base on balls. Pitchers and coaches both hate those leadoff walks. That's going to bring up Crew Bond. He was 1 for 4 in the first game. Had a RBI base hit. Strike 1 to him. Then he hit a wicked line drive right at the center fielder. His last at bat. There's a strike called inside part of the plate. 0-2 the count. outside and in the dirt. Horn with the backhand stop to keep the runner at first is Palinski. Bond, the center fielder for the Warriors. Runner bluffs going and strike three called. That's that pitch that I feel like's been a little bit low, but it's been getting some called strikes, so Bond goes down on strikes. That's going to bring up Roca. Roca, the catcher in this second game. Malzone caught the first game. Good toss over to first, nothing going on over there. There's a strike right down the middle. Hector Roca, number 17, catcher of the second game for the Warriors. Comes the 0-1. Strike two called. 0-2 the count. Foul ball back to the screen. Soroka able to fight that one off to stay alive. Runner goes, and that one's fouled back. So Max Palinski, the left fielder, will have to retreat back to first. Hector Roca with two foul balls in a row after the 0-2 count. Outside and low. 1-2 the count. Comes the 1-2 from Brashear. That's up high. 2-2 the count. Strike three called on the breaking ball. I don't disagree with him on that one, looking like it's a little bit high. But the strike zone that I've seen has been pretty tall and pretty low. Each team having to get that figured out. That's going to bring up Enrico Veach. He's playing third base this game. Did not have an at-bat the first game. There's a toss over to first. Back in safely is Palinski. Strike called on the outside corner. Snap throw back down to first. Back in safely down there is Palinski. 0-1 the count on Veach. Backhand picked by the catcher in the dirt. 1-1 the count. There's a strike. Outside half of the plate at the knees. So 1-2 the count now. Bottom of the second inning action. Blue Devils won the first game 6-4. Comes the 1-2 way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the second inning. Outside and blocked. Had trouble finding that, did Horn. Three and 2 the count now. Enrico Veach, the third baseman for the Warriors, at the plate. And a swing and a miss for the strikeout. So Brashear walks the leadoff man, then comes back with 3 strikeouts. So no runs on, no hits for the Warriors. We go to the top of the third inning. Blue Devils lead 1-0 on the Tanner Paciorek leadoff home run. I'll be back. Top of the third we go. Spencer Schmock, the left fielder, leads things off. Takes down low, ball 1. Looked like a pretty good pitch there from where it's been. Schmock, with only 2 at-bats, still looking for his first hit. There's a strike called there, 1-1 the count on Spencer Schmock, the left fielder. The high fly ball down the right field line, a long chase, long run, and the play is made by Correa over close to the fence for the first out of the inning. Back to the top of the order in Tanner Paciorek. He led the game off with a home run. Paciorek is from Aurora, Colorado. Outside for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 run lead by the Blue Devils. Only 1 hit so far by either team. The lead off by Paciorek. That ball stays just a bit inside. Two balls and a strike. Foul ball back into the screen. 2-2 the count. Polinsky, Bond, Correa across the outfield left to right. Veach, Gaines, Christensen, and Check left to right across the infield. Roca behind the plate. Holdener behind the plate, and there's strike 3 called. That's that pitch that both teams are really not liking called by the strike, but it's consistently pretty much there. That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. He takes ball 1. 1-0 the count. It's a ball outside. 2-0 the count on Frankie Santiago. It's outside. 3-0 the count. There's a strike right through there. Frankie in tight on the plate. Now backs off just a hair. There's ball 4. So a 2-out walk. Freddie Nolan the 4th, the right fielder, will step in. Nolan the 4th is from Fort Worth, Texas. He reached on an error his first time up in this game. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Holdener on the mound for the Warriors. Santiago goes and is going to be safe. I don't know if that was a delayed steal or if the ball in the dirt away from Roca just a little bit caused Frankie to think he could make it, but he is safe at second base. There's a ball headed into left center. And Santiago is going to score on the base hit by Nolan the 4th. Nolan the 4th did a nice job with the first baseman coming in to be the cutoff. He kept getting what appeared to be like a secondary lead, and when the ball got past, coming toward home in the cut, he moves to second base. So an RBI hit for Nolan the 4th, and that's going to bring up Cade Perry, the third baseman. He struck out his first time up. Strike 1 here. Nolan the 4th at second base. So Santiago getting to move up in whatever fashion, whether that there's a swing and a miss for a strike, whether that be a delayed steal or he went when the ball was blocked. Him being at second base allowed that base hit to score the run. Blue Devils up 2-0 now. That's outside. Perry is from Omaha, Nebraska. There's a ground ball headed at Gaines at short. He's up with it and over to Check for the 6-3 ground out. The Blue Devils get 1 run on 1 hit. They take a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom of the third we go. The Blue Devils get a run in each of the first and third inning to lead 2-0 here. Brashear's back to the mound. Simon Gaines, the shortstop, will lead things off, then back to the top of the order for the Warriors. That's outside for ball one. There's a strike on the inside corner. Gaines was 0 for 1 in the first game. He reached 3 times, twice on base on balls, once on a hit by pitch, then a 4.63 to end the game. Unfortunately from his chair, but he had been on 3 out of 4 at-bats. Fouls that one away, 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So back to the top of the order, and Eric Correa, the right fielder, made a nice running, sliding play over near the fence in right field last inning. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. Check swing, ruled a ball, 1-0 the count. It's a foul ball. So one time through the lineup, and Brashear has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts, 2 base on balls, and 1 ground ball. 1 ground out. That's outside. 2-1 the count. Now, catch, I don't think you're going to get much of a. First of all, I don't think that was a swing on the check swing, but on an inside pitch with only 2 umpires and a left-handed hitter, probably not going to get that, Carl. 3-1 the count. Fly ball headed down into left field and down in the corner. Spencer Schmock with the catch for the second out of the inning. Connor Christensen now steps to the plate. He struck out his first time up. There's a strike right through there. On 1 the count on the second baseman, Connor Christensen. Missed a little bit low. 1-1 the count. Just misses. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. It's going to get up into the bleachers with that foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-0 lead for the Blue Devils. Strike 3 called, top part of the zone for the third out of the inning. No runs on, no hits. We go to the top of the fourth. Blue Devils leading 2-0. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the fourth we go. Wojda, Dirks, and Horn scheduled up. There's a ball laced into right field. Heading for second as the ball gets away, and Wojda rips it down into the right field corner for a double. Wojda is from Lincoln, Nebraska. Rips that ball down into the corner for a double. It's going to bring up Marcus Dirks. Dirks will be up there with the runner at second, squares to bunt and pulls back, takes a strike. Dirks is from Kansas City, Missouri. Dirks was called out on strikes his last time up. Squares to bunt, takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dirks trying to get Wojda over to third with a sac bunt. We'll see how that plays out. There comes the 1-1, and it's outside. 2-1 the count. There, the bunt is going to be foul. Had a little back spin on it, so it went foul instead of fair. So 2-2 the count. We'll see what Coach Golbeck has in mind if he wants him to stay with it. That's inside and gets away just a bit. Enough that Wojda moves over to third. Three balls, 2 strikes on Marcus Dirks, the center fielder. Wojda moves over to third on the passed ball. There's a ball headed into left field. That's going to be taken by the left fielder, Polinsky, and Dirks has a sac fly for an RBI for 1 more run for the Blue Devils. That's going to bring up Braden Horn, the catcher. First pitch to him is a little bit up. Looked like a strike from where some of them have been. Horn is from Derby, Kansas. Fouls that one back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run in the inning. Actually, each of the first, third, and fourth inning for the Blue Devils. That's way outside, 2-1 the count. Horn struck out his first time out. Swing and a miss there. 2-2 the count. The ball headed into right field for a base hit. So Horn with a base hit just out of the reach of Christensen at second base. It's going to bring up Sawyer Talk. He is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We're going to get a visit to the mound, see if there is a pitching change. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Blue Devils lead 3-0 as they bat here in the top of the fourth. Pitching change being made by the Warriors. Dylan Thompson, number 18, comes in. Left-hander, he takes over for Holdener. Holdener goes 3 1/3 innings. Holdener gives up 3 runs on 4 hits. Top of the fourth inning action, just 1 out. Blue Devils trying to extend their 3-0 lead at this time. I want to thank everyone for watching and or listening today. I appreciate you. Second game of the day, the Blue Devils won the first game 6-4. They're playing against the Wabash Valley Warriors. They're from Mount Carmel, Illinois. They play in the GRAC Conference, which is the Great River Athletic Conference. Have Polinsky, Bond, and Correa left to right across the outfield. Veach, Gaines, Christensen, and Check left to right across the infield, with Roca behind the plate, and now Dylan Thompson coming on in relief of Holdener. Lefty coming to the mound. Tolk, Schmock, and Pachorix. The next 3 hitters, provided we can keep things moving here. Tolk flew out to Bond in right center, his first time up. As previously mentioned, Talk is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The first pitch from Thompson. Fly ball into right center. On the run is Bond. Bond's going to take care of that, and Horn back to first base. It's going to bring up Spencer Smock. Smock is from Aurora, Colorado. He flew out down the right field line to Correa his first time up. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Roca. That's up high. 2-0 the count. Swing and a miss. 2-1 the count. Ball headed into deep right field. And that's taken care of by the right fielder, Correa. One run on 2 hits for the Blue Devils. They take a 3-0 lead. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. I'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made. Tanner Warner comes in to pitch. He'll face Malzone, Check, and Polinsky here in the bottom of the 4th. That misses a little bit low for ball 1. Warner is from Kansas City, Missouri. High and outside for ball 2. So Brashears gives way to Tanner Warner after 3 innings. Gives up no runs on no hits. That misses low, 3-0 the count. Malzone reached on a base on balls his first time up in this game. There's a strike outside half of the plate at the knees. Swing and a miss. 3-2 the count. Foul ball backing off the front of the grandstand here at the baseball field in USA Baseball. It's a ground ball headed to Talk out into shallow right field. Comes up with that to Santiago for the 4-3 ground out. That'll bring up Ian Check. He grounded out to Pachorik at shortstop his last time up on a great play. Pachorik going to his right out into shallow right field, coming up with a play and throwing a strike over to Santiago at first. First pitch, 1-0 the count to him. Bottom of the 4th inning action. Just made it 1 out past halfway in this one. 7 innings scheduled game. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. After that foul ball there's a ball headed into center field deep. On the run's not going to get to it is Dirks. And into second base with the double is Ian Check. That'll bring up Palinski. Palinski reached on a base on balls to lead off the 2nd inning. He'll be up there with the runner at second base and 1 out. Inside. 1-0 the count. Another ball inside, nicely blocked by Horn. Strike on the outside corner. It's a pretty wide strike right there in my opinion, but nonetheless ruled a strike, 2-1 the count. There's a ball headed into left field. Coming in hard and making a throw to home. Over the cutoff, but a 1-hopper right to the catcher, Horn from Smock. Runners at first and third with 1 out. So Palinski with a rocket 1-hopper to Smock in left. Hit it so hard, not an opportunity to score from Check. It's going to bring up Crew Bond. He was called out on strikes his last time up. There's a ground ball past the diving Perry at third. So a hard hit, ground ball, 2 in a row and an RBI. And the goose egg is gone for the Warriors. They're on the board, making it a 3-1 game. Going to get a visit to the mound with Coach Golbeck. We'll see if there's any changes made. 1 run in. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. 3-1 lead for the Blue Devils. 2 on, 1 out. We'll be back. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Roca. Roca, the catcher, up there with 2 on and 1 out. Foul ball down the right field line. Leaves the stadium. 0-2 the count. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Blue Devils. 1 run on 3 hits and an error for the Warriors. We're in the bottom of the 4th. 1 run in so far here with just 1 out and 2 on. All out of baseballs we are. A helmet full of restock by the umpire will get this thing going again. 0-2 the count on the catcher, Roca. Foul ball just by the dugout side of the coach down at third for the Warriors. We'll do the 0-2 again. The pop-up's just going to come back on top of the grandstand. The 0-2 again. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So 2 down now, and that's going to bring up Enrico Veach, the third baseman. He struck out his first time up. In the dirt. Backhand by Horn to keep that from going to the backstop. Strike catches the inside corner. 1-1 the count. Comes the 1-1, swing and a miss of the high heater. 1-2 the count. 1 strike away from getting out here of minimal damage is Warner. Just misses a little bit inside. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2-run lead for the Blue Devils. Ground ball off the pitcher. Tanner up with it. Throws wildly. So 1 run will score. Base hit off the pitcher. So Tanner Warner has one off his leg, hustles to get the ball and throws wildly to first. So we end up with 1 run in on the hit by Veach. Makes it a 3-2 game. First pitch to Gaines is a ball. So 2 runs in the inning for the Warriors. 1-0 count to Gaines. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. Foul ball back to the screen. One ball and 1 strike now. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Just misses a little bit outside. Outside and in the dirt. 3-1 the count. 3 runs on 4 hits and an error for the Blue Devils. 2 runs on 4 hits and an error for Wabash Valley. Foul ball back to the screen. Three and two the count now. Foul ball backing out of play. Staying alive is Gaines. Comes the 3-2 and foul back to the screen. 3-5. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. 3-2 the count. Couple of foul balls here with 2 strikes. The ball headed into the gap in right center. That's going to be a double at least. Looking at would have been a triple if he'd have kept a cranking like the coach was after. But that is a double by Gaines into right center for 2 RBI, putting the Warriors of Wabash going to get a visit to the mound. Wabash takes a 4-3 lead. We'll see if there's a pitching change. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, and 4 runs in the inning to take a 4-3 lead. We'll take a break. We'll get the pitching change. I'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made. Number 13, Weston Freeze. He is from Salina, Kansas. First pitch is a ball to Eric Correa. Correa has been called out on strikes and flew out deep into the left field corner to Schmock. That's up high for ball 2. Two and 0 the count. Runner at second base. 4 runs in. Safe at third base. Wild pitch out in front by Horn with the block. Then not able to get him at third. A nice job by Gaines on reading that ball bouncing away. 3 and 0 the count now to Correa. Outside for ball 4. So hitter number 9 coming to the plate. In Connor Christensen. He's been out twice, striking out, once swinging, once looking. He'll step in with 2 outs and runners at first and third. Runner goes. Stolen base by Correa. Thinking the transfer of the hand lost the ball there, did Horn. Runners at second and third. 1 and 0 the count. There's a ball deep to left field and gonna be out for a 3-run home run by Christensen. So just like that, the Blue Devils down 7-3. Hadn't gotten the 4th run up, and then 3 more there. First pitch is a swing and a miss and a strike on A.J. Malzone, designated hitter. He started this inning by grounding out to Tolk at second base. That's inside. Jared, is the count 2 and 1? Yes, please, thank you. Check your umpire. I believe it to be 2 and 2. Two and 1 the count. There's a strike 3 called. I thought that it was 2 and 2. Strike 3 called, but a big inning for Wabash. They get 7 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. And we do match up there. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. Blue Devils now trail 7-3. Take a break. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the fifth inning we go. Dylan Thompson back for another inning of work for the Warriors. Pacharik, Santiago, and Nolan the fourth scheduled up for the Blue Devils. There's a strike right through there. Pacharik has a leadoff home run of this game and then called out on strikes. His third at bat of the inning, of the game. It's outside. 1-1 the count. There's a strike called outside corner at the waist. 1-2 the count. Outside 2-2 the count now. 3 runs on 4 hits and an error for the Blue Devils. 7 runs on 6 hits and a error for the Warriors of Wabash. There's a ball headed deep and off the wall, headed to second base, and in there sliding with a double is Pacharik. It's going to bring up Santiago. We'll see Santiago for the first time in this series. I don't believe Wabash had a lefty in the first game. This will be the first at bat we've seen him today as a switch hitter. He steps in with nobody out and a runner at second base. There's a strike called. He grounded to the first baseman his first time up and walked and had a stolen base his second at bat. He's up there with a runner at second, 0-1 the count. Out in front of that one off the end of the bat. 0-2 the count now, so he'll have to switch into protect mode here at the plate. Way outside, 1-2 the count. Comes the stretch and the 1-2 by Thompson. High fly ball to left field. Actually going to be very shallow. I thought it was going to be deeper than that. Taken care of by Gaines. It's going to bring up Nolan the fourth with 1 out. Nolan the fourth has reached on an error, had an RBI base hit in this one. He's up there with 1 out and a runner at second base. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. Comes the 0-1 from Thompson. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Outside, 2-1 the count. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Freddie Nolan the fourth. The right fielder at the plate. That's up high. 3-1 the count now. Outside for ball 4. So Nolan, the fourth, gets a walk. It's going to bring up Cade Perry, the third baseman. He struck out in the first, grounded out to Gaines at shortstop in the third. He'll step in with 1 out, runners at first and second. We're going to get a visit to the mound. We'll see if there's a change going to be made. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Blue Devils trailing 7-3. Have 2 runners on with 1 out. All right, words of wisdom have been imparted. No change made. Cade Perry comes to the plate. Outside, 1-0 the count. The count. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to be taken by Christensen and over to Check for the second out of the inning. So a nice charging play by Christensen for the 4-3 ground out. Moves the runners to second and third. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida popped out to the shortstop. His first time up and laced a line drive into right field corner for a double. Misses outside, 1-0 the count. Strike called. That's a pretty wide outside corner there, but nonetheless, 1-1 the count. Out in front of that one off the end of the bat. 1-2 the count. Comes the 1-2 from Thompson. Way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. And a swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Blue Devils get no runs on 1 hit. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Blue Devils trailing 7-3. I'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made. Carter Beach from Overland Park, Kansas comes in, right-handed freshman pitcher. He will face Check, Polinsky, and Bond. Strike one to him. Swing and a miss of that bender right there. 0-2 the count. Ooh, just misses a little bit inside. Think somebody might have gotten fooled on that one right there. 1-2 the count. Comes the 1-2. Short-armed and came with no timing on that one. A miss is low and in the dirt, backhanded by Horn. 2-2 the count. Just misses a little bit outside. So 3-2 the count on the first baseman, Ian Check. Breaking ball lifted into right field. It's going to be taken care of by Freddie Nolan the fourth over there. It's going to bring up Max Polinsky. He's walked and had a base hit in this one. Steps in with one out, nobody on. That's up high for ball one, 1-0 the count. There's a strike right through there, bottom part of the zone, breaking ball. Strike catches the outside corner. One ball, two strikes, and an out. Breaking ball lifted over behind third base. Perry takes care of that for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Crew Bond. He struck out and takes a high ball. Was called out on strikes in the second. Had an RBI base hit in the fourth. There's a breaking ball right through there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carter Beach on in relief of Weston Freeze. Way outside, 2-1 the count. Breaking ball. And a nice play by Tanner Pachorik. Got the ball over completely behind the third baseman. Makes the throw. 2 of those throws today with great plays for the third out of the inning. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Blue Devils trailing 7-3. All right, to the top of the sixth we go. Dirks, Horn, and Tolk scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Taking over in left field is Jackson Wang. 4. Strike called on Marcus Dirks. Breaking ball. Holy cow, where did that miss, Jared? 1-1 the count. That's one. I remember being an umpire and missing those myself, and afterwards going, how did I miss that? There's a foul ball down the left field line. 1-2 the count. Blue Devils trailing 7-3. 7 inning scheduled game. We're here in the top of the 6th. Going to start running short on outs. Need to get something going. There's a ground ball headed up the middle. There's a start for getting something going. Marcus Dirks with a base hit. Right back up the middle. It's going to bring up the catcher, Braden Horn. He struck out in the 2nd. Had a base hit in the 4th. He'll step in with a runner at first base and nobody out. What do you say we go get some runs here, Blue Devils? 7-3. It's outside. 1-0 the count. There's a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. One ball, one strike, nobody out. Runner at first base. Don't fall asleep over there, Marcus Dirks. There's a swing and a miss of that pitch. 1-2. We have not seen a pickoff attempt, I believe, by Thompson, the lefty. Don't want to fall asleep now. 1-2 the count. That's outside. 2-2 the count. Strike 3 called. That's going to bring up Sawyer Talk. He has been out twice on fly balls to left center, being run down by Bond. That's down low for ball 1. 1-0 the count. It's outside. There's a strike right through there. 2-1 the count. This is outside. 3-1 the count. Strike called. 3-2 the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Runner at first base. Blue Devils trail by 4 batting here in the top of the 6th. So ground ball headed through the hole on the right side and going to hold up at second base. So Talk takes the pitch outside, drives it between the first baseman and the second baseman for the base hit. Going to have a pinch hitter here. Harrison Barham from Kansas City, Missouri. He'll step in with 1 out and runners at first and second. A little bit low, 1-0 the count. There's a strike outside half of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Both teams with 1 error. It's a ground ball up the middle. That's going to be grabbed by the shortstop. Gaines steps on the bag and over to check for the 6-3 double play. Barham hit it hard, just happened to be in a bad spot for that situation. Hit the ball hard. So the Blue Devils get no runs on 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Blue Devils trailing 7-3. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom of the 6th. First pitch is a strike called. Misses a ball there. Hector Roca at the plate. He's the catcher. He's been punched out on strikes in the 2nd, struck out swinging on the 4th. There's a ball hit hit hard into center field, but right at Dirks for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Veach. Enrico Veach. And he's going to be promptly hit right in the backside. He had struck out and had an RBI base hit, and now he has a hit by pitch. So that'll bring up Gaines. Gaines, the shortstop, will step in with one out and one on. He struck out and had a double. There's a strike right through there. His double was to the wall in center field. Had 2 RBI on that. Play over to first base, back in safely. 0-1 the count on Simon Gaines. Ooh, that was really close on that one, but back in safely is Veach. Ooh, breaking ball looked pretty good right there. Missed a little bit low, evidently. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Foul ball down toward the third baseman, Perry. One ball, 2 strikes. And the ball scoots away. That's going to be a wild pitch that gets away from Horn and allows the runner to move down to second base is Veach. So ball laced on a line by Gaines down toward the bullpen. Two and two the count now. The ball headed into right field, a long run for Nolan the fourth. He makes the catch. Didn't see if they called it fair or foul, but it doesn't matter. The runner at second moves up. So Gaines is out on a fly ball to right field. Runner moves to third, back to the top of the order. Correa's been called out on strikes, out on a fly to deep left field, and reached on a base on balls, had a stolen base. 2 outs now. There's a strike right through there. Breaking ball ended up right into the heart of the plate. Come on, cameraman. Get back to work here. My bad. Sorry about that all. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss of that heater, so quickly 0-2 the count. So as the sun started coming in differently on the window, I had to open the window so it didn't have a reflection on it. It has made it a whole lot cooler up here in the box. Here comes the 0-2, that's up high. So if you hear a little shake in my voice, that is due to the cold. 1-2 the count, 2 outs. Blue Devils trail 7-3. Whew, pretty good pitch right there. Must have fallen just a little bit low. Beach was ready to walk off the field with that one and ruled a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Outside. So 3-2 the count. Comes the 3-2 and ball 4. That'll bring up Christensen. He's struck out, been called out on strikes, and then had a 3-run home run out at left. He'll step in with 2 outs and runners at the corners. Breaking ball right through there for strike 1. Comes the 0-1, runner goes. Gonna fake the throw. One ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count, 2 outs. Blue Devils trail 7-3. A little bit low, 2-1 the count. On Connor Christensen, the second baseman for the Warriors. There's a strike right through there. Outside half of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. In the dirt. Nicely blocked by the catcher Horn. 3-2. Just gets a piece of that breaking ball. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Christensen, the second baseman, at the plate. And ball 4. Going to get a visit to the mound, maybe a pitch and change, we'll see. Stay with us. 7-3, Blue Devils trail. We are in the bottom of the 6th. I'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made. James Dully, right-handed freshman from Kansas City, Missouri, comes in. Bases are loaded. A.J. Malzone at the plate. He's walked, grounded out, been called out on strikes. 2 outs. Down low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. One and 0, way outside. Two balls, no strikes. 7-3 lead for the Warriors of Wabash Valley. There's a ground ball headed over and off the glove of Santiago. 2 runs are going to score. That's going to be a base hit. Scores 2. Makes it 9-3. It brings up Ian Check, the first baseman. He's up there with, it's 1-0 there on that first pitch. Pretty good looking pitch from up here. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, 1-0. Swing and a miss by Check. He's grounded out, had a double to the wall in center field and flew out on a nice running play by Nolan the fourth over along the right field line. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Runner goes. Pop up over here to the right side. That's going to get out of play. Into the bleachers. One and two the count. Comes the stretch and the pitch. There's another foul ball back to the screen. Comes the 1-2. Gonna make a throw over to first. Nothing going on over there. One and two the count. Runners at the corners. Outside and in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Comes the 2-2. High fly ball into right center. Dirk's going over to take care of that for the final out of the inning. So the Warriors get 2 runs on 1 hit to make it 9-3. We go to the top of the 7th. Blue Devils got a lot of work to do. Stay with us. Jared Eckstein comes in for the Warriors, facing Patrick Santiago and Nolan the fourth. There's a strike right through there quickly on to the count on Patrick. Strike three called, breaking ball on the outside corner. I'll bring up Santiago. Santiago will come back to the left-handed side. He's 0 for 2 in this second game. Had a walk and a stolen base. That's outside ball one. 1-0 the count. Blue Devils down to their last 2 outs. They trail by 6. There's a strike outside corner. 1-1 the count. That's low and outside. 2-1 the count. Comes the 2-1 from Eckstein. Jared Eckstein on to try and close this out for the Warriors. 3-1 the count now on Santiago. Swinging a foul off the mask of the catcher, Roca. Three balls, 2 strikes. It's a ball back to the pitcher, Eckstein. He hustles over toward Check, tosses him the ball, and just like that, the Blue Devils are down to their last out. Freddie Nolan, the fourth, right fielder. He reached on an error, had an RBI base hit, and reached on a base on balls. That's outside for ball one. One ball, 1 strike to Nolan the fourth. Just outside. Just misses. Pop up toward the right side, see if that's going to get out, and it does. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Blue Devils down to their last strike for the time being. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Breaking ball for the strikeout. So that will do it for this one. The Blue Devils lose this one. 9 runs on 7 hits for Wabash and 3 runs on 6 hits for the Blue Devils. Thank you, young man. Good luck the rest of the year. So the Blue Devils split today. They win the first one 6-4, lose the second one 9-3. That'll be it for Millington, Texas. We'll be headed back, probably headed back for some snow tomorrow morning. Thank you very much for those of you that watched and or listened. As always, I appreciate you. This is Jay Forsler from 4Ts, and we'll get some games going toward the end of the week next week. We'll see what weather does to it. Y'all have a great, safe evening. Thank you.